LinkedIn for Business Builders. Hey, this is Angela Brooks with Blogging for Profits, and I wanted to talk about LinkedIn because I have discovered some pretty unique tips that is helping people get as many as 50 leads from new prospects a day. I don't know if you're in business or not, or if that is something that you are looking to add to your business, but hang out with me here for just a few minutes and let me go over some things to see if you could possibly use these in your business. Because most businesses, the biggest thing they don't have is enough leads. So LinkedIn is, it helps you in your network and prospect for good quality sales lead, but it is also helps you establish a public image on a global scale, such as your reputation and being a trustworthy organization to work with. Many people, as in most people, look at LinkedIn as a job for job hunters and for job resumes. I know I did. I mean, for the longest time, I couldn't find any use whatsoever for LinkedIn. And every time I tried to use it, it was just like this puke spam fest that I wanted no part of. And so I just didn't use it that much. I posted on my status updates, but I was treating it like Facebook. And LinkedIn is not like Facebook. So you have to treat it completely different. LinkedIn is an equally effective tool for generating new business leads and nurturing referrals from relationships that you build with people that maybe not want to do business per se, or they're content in the business that they're in, but maybe they know somebody that you would fit better than they would. So here's some facts about LinkedIn. LinkedIn versus Facebook, they are so different. They are completely different animals. The fact is that people are on LinkedIn are looking for business or looking for a new business opportunity, or like a lady I talked to today, she had a business, but she was looking for a business that had support. People are researching for companies. They're looking for you. They're already researching, Googling, and they're looking for your company. So most of these people that are on LinkedIn, they have jobs, which means they have money to spend, and you're not going to hear the same excuses and objections that you hear on Facebook, which is a really nice change to have. Another fact is LinkedIn is different from Facebook because the algorithm doesn't hide your post, and it elevates your post actually with the filters that they have in place to get it in front of more audiences, to get it in front of more eyeballs. Actually, 60% of the people that are active on LinkedIn will see your post. 60%. I was listening to Eric Worre on a live video today, and I think he said he had over 1 million people on his Facebook page. And he laughed because only 367 people were viewing his live video. You know, there's something wrong with that. So the algorithms, you don't want to blame everything on the algorithm, but it does make a difference because it's a filter system that they can help or they can hurt your progress. So LinkedIn is for business. Facebook is for fun. Both of them are people-based marketing opportunities to reach your audience, but both of them have their own unique style. Facebook is where you're going to see people posting pictures of their kids, their cats. Their profile picture is probably going to be a flower or something crazy. And when you go to LinkedIn, it's actually going to be a business profile that is filled out with an image and have professional conversations. So here's a good fact that most people like to hear is I spend less than an hour a day on the LinkedIn platform. I have a process that I do every morning. I go in and get that done, and I go on about my business because none of us want to spend excessive amounts of time on a platform of any kind looking for leads. We want to be able to find who it is we need to look for and go on about our day. So here's some benefits of using LinkedIn for business. It's a lead generator. It opens the door for networking and for a flood of potential clients. It also increases exposure, so that having a LinkedIn is a great way to gain attention for your business. Your page has the potential to show up when people search for you, as well as on Google. But if they put in, keywords, you want to use powerful keywords on your profile that tells what you do, who you are, and what it is you have to offer, your service, your product, or whatever, without giving away your company name. I know it really does bog a lot of people down, but if you tell them about your product, your company name, all they're going to do is go to Google, and they're going to find a blogger like myself, and they're going to attach that to them instead of with you. So you want to draw people in instead of giving them all the information up front. It's going to give you a higher level of credibility. And if you hear pecking in the background, they're doing construction downstairs. I came upstairs hoping to do a podcast. But if you hear that, that's what it is. Higher level of credibility, a great place to showcase your business and your products and your service, along with gaining trust with new customers and prospects as a professional. People don't necessarily take you as serious over on Facebook as they do on LinkedIn. Because you get to show off your accomplishments. There is a place on your profile for you to talk about your achievements and to ask for recommendations for people that you've actually worked with. So, recommendations and referrals are highly important in any business. But when you're on LinkedIn and you can read all these nice reviews about somebody, that's who you want to do business with, is somebody that lots of people are giving feedback on. Filtered search results on LinkedIn make it super easy. I'm not going to say super easy, but it is easier by offering a thorough search with options that you can use to hone in on your target market. Sometimes it takes a little bit of research to find the market that you want to be in front of. For example, say, work from home moms, or network marketing, or bloggers, or retired nurses, or burnout nurses, whatever you're putting into the keyword search, and that's your target demographic, then it may take you a little bit to tweak that search result to get exactly into the people that you want to talk to. Another good thing is on LinkedIn, you can talk business faster without all that chit chat. Over in Facebook, you're still building a relationship, but your initial connection, you're on a business site. So you can ask, start the conversation, and you can just simply ask, hey, are you already in business? And that leads you into a conversation, and you can find out how business is doing. What is it they're doing in their business? Not so much with their company, is how is it going? People like to be able to talk business, and I don't like to be spammed, so I don't do it to other people. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, I hope as you're hearing my voice here on the podcast that you will go to LinkedIn and you will look me up at Angela Brooks, just my first and last name. You'll see my profile picture. You'll see that on my profile, this changes as you grow in your business. I don't care what it is you do. Mine's changed a dozen times. But I've got myself listed from nurse to social media connector, entrepreneur, blogger, podcaster, speaker, and network marketing. So that tells you all the things that I'm into and what I'm doing, so that those are my keywords. Those are my keyword searches that people have looked for me this month. I've had over 629 organic searches. I have been viewed on LinkedIn over 629 times. And my articles are being read, and people are saving my articles, and they're forwarding my articles. So it takes a little bit of time to get all this together, especially if you're not as geeky as I am. I like this kind of stuff. But this is something that is a business profile that you can use. One of the things that I highly suggest you do on LinkedIn is fill out your profile completely. They will walk you through, and there's a little chart that'll pop up on the right-hand side of your LinkedIn as you're doing a profile. And it'll say you need to fill out your education or your about page, or you need to add a picture, or, it walks you through, and then it'll tell you, mine is listed as an all-star because I have every box filled in. I've got links, I have videos, I've got a link back to my main blog so that people can learn more about me and my story. And if you launch a new product or a new service, you want to include that in your services and your accomplishments. You put that, and so those things are kind of stacked in there so that people can see how you progress. And of course, it's got the dates when you started and when you finished. And another thing you can do is you can use Canva, you can use Stencil. I can't think of the other name of the image, but you can build your own banner. So as things change, or you can hire somebody on Fiverr. It doesn't cost, $10 to get somebody to do your banner anymore. And include your products. If you have a book, if you have a new course, put that in your banner and put that on LinkedIn. That is something that will change, and you can update it as you do different things. Another good thing, LinkedIn has a space to include your former name. Go to your profile and click on the edit icon next to your name, and it'll say former name, and it's a drop down, and you can just type that in. Like if somebody just got married, they just got divorced, they're changing the name because they want to, whatever reason. Businesses tend to evolve throughout the years, so make sure that you've maxed out your 120 characters on your professional headline to reflect who you are and what you do and who you serve today, and update it as it changes. Keep your name. I personally like to keep first and last name, simply because if you put a business name in there, people won't know your business name, but if they have dinner with you, they have drinks with you, they meet you at an event, they're going to remember your name. LinkedIn has engagement that on your status updates, it's the passive marketing, what I call passive marketing, such as posts on your LinkedIn feed. Even though you need to be active with the engagement, it's different than the other social platforms. People on LinkedIn are busy. They're not reading the BS that people put on Facebook. They don't want to see those kind of posts. And actually, I will disconnect with somebody if they are posting, what they did for the weekend. That LinkedIn's not the place for that. The fact that your prospect has even registered on LinkedIn is an opportunity for you to connect with somebody who's already looking. And most people on LinkedIn they use it intermittently. They're not on there every single day, which means they may check their messages every other day. Some check them every day, but usually there's several days or maybe even weeks in between when they check their messages. And I'm going to show you how I'm getting, actually, I'm going to just briefly talk about how I'm getting 30 to 50 people talking to me in my messenger every single day. Marketing on LinkedIn is different. LinkedIn used to be very frustrating for me because you would open your message box and it would just be, your in-mail would be just spam. There'd be tons of links. Call me, what's your number? Give me your email. Cold connections, they can feel really spammy, and most of the time I just ignored them. And if I'm ignoring them, then I know somebody else would do the same thing if I did that in my messages. So what am I going to do? I'm going to stand out and be different. LinkedIn has over 610 million users, and it is actively growing with I think it's every 2 seconds. There are new accounts being processed every single day. These are people, remember, they have jobs because they're using it as a resume. They're filling out the opportunity information, and that means if they have a job and a resume, they've got money to spend to do business with you. So the robust search engine and the targeting that you can do in LinkedIn will help you find the right people and the right business opportunities that you want to deal with. And on this kind of platform, I don't encourage you to connect with every single person that wants to connect with you. Go look at their profile and see if it's somebody that you want to follow. And if it's not, don't connect. Keep these as your sharp people, your business people that you would want to have a conversation with. LinkedIn is very marketer friendly. The algorithms give you a reach that is totally different from Facebook. The algorithm, it has a process that it goes through so that they can decide if your content is good. I like to say good, better, best. And then if it reaches a certain filter in the algorithm method, then an actual human will go to your page or read your content to see if it is super good, and they will put it on like not a rotator, but they put your content back out there so that you get more likes, more comments, more views. So by the time it gets through the computer filters and gets to the human filter, and they see that you have good quality, valuable stuff, they're going to put you in front of more people. They're going to give you more views. And I don't know, Facebook doesn't do that for me. Never has. There is a sales navigator inside of LinkedIn. Paying for LinkedIn subscription is not mandatory, but it is helpful. If you've never, set that up and done the sales navigator, I think it's a 30-day trial that you can go do the premium subscription on LinkedIn. I didn't do this for a very long time because I didn't see no use of LinkedIn, so I wasn't going to get a prescription with it until I learned a couple of tweaks of things that made it work. The Sales Navigator was created for sales professionals. So their focus, a sales professional is focused on account-based marketing. So what I'm going to show you in a webinar that's coming up soon, I'll give you that information in just a few minutes, is that it opens your options so that you can max out your results. It also gives you unlimited searchability inside of LinkedIn so that you can find your target market, because it does take a while. You can't just do it with one search. Let's see. I'm clicking through some notes here. Hold on. We talked about deleting people that didn't serve your community well. Growing your tribe. LinkedIn is a great platform for targeting professionals in a specific industry and location. You can go to the search menu, and you can search for people in your state, in your town, in your county. You can look for people that have 1 to 10 business builders in their business, all the way up to hundreds of thousands of people. How big? I'm not going to look. Me personally, I look at 1 to 10. I don't want to look at corporations because that's not my market. But you can look at people's past companies that they were in, and you can look at people's education levels. You can look at how long they've been on LinkedIn. You can look. The searches are just very detailed. So you can really narrow that down and find the people that you want to work with. Because I do a lot of searches for people inside of Kentucky, because I think it would be cool to have local folks to work with, because I have people literally all over the globe. But I think it would be fun to have people a little bit closer to do some masterminds in Kentucky. There are, let me see. I can't explain some of my notes I can't explain to you over a podcast, but I can explain it to you in the upcoming webinar. And I think I've reached the point. Oh, let me tell you about LinkedIn articles. If you are a blogger, great. You can take your content off of your blog and put it in LinkedIn articles. Of course, most of the people who are on LinkedIn are reading their information on their phone. So your posts have to be short. The paragraphs have to be short. There can be several paragraphs, but they have to be short, informational, eye-catching. But the LinkedIn articles used to be called The Pulse. And The Pulse is what powers most of the content on LinkedIn still. It is your homepage feeder. The Pulse content is literally delivered to millions of users every week to an email digest, kind of like an RSS feeder. Pulse is its own organic content. And, the publishing platform has over 130,000 unique original articles that are now published every week in the Pulse LinkedIn article ecosystem. So if you are a blogger, you can take repurpose some of your posts over to LinkedIn and redirect them back to your blog so that you're, cross-trafficking. If you don't have a blog, but you want to do some article writing, or maybe you're a video, you like to do lots of videos, or maybe you're like me, you're a podcaster, or you have a blog. All of those different avenues is perfect to put on LinkedIn articles so that you can get more eyeballs on you as a builder and get more traffic to your websites, whatever type website you have set up. Your original content becomes part of your professional profile on LinkedIn, and it's displayed at the top where you say status update. You'll see write an article, and it is just like doing a blog post, except and there's a place for links and images, and of course putting images inside of any kind of article is always better, especially if you've got somebody reading on an iPhone. It breaks up the article and gives them something to look at and keeps them reading. So if you're sharing your connections on different platforms, you can write an article on LinkedIn. It will give you a URL that you can take and share to Twitter. You can share that over on Facebook. You can cross-reference it on a blog post. So good, because Google picks up traffic off of LinkedIn. Now, I know I have rattled on, I think it's a little over 20 minutes, and some of the stuff that I would like to tell you about on LinkedIn is not possible because I need you to see my screen instead of listening here on the podcast. But what I would like for you to do is go to Angela Brook, BROOK.com/leverage. AngelaBrook.com/leverage. Add your name to that email list, and when we get ready to do the webinar that's going to be about how to generate 50 leads a day in LinkedIn alone, then I'm going to send it out to that email group, and I will give you updated. And I'm also going to drop some podcasts in the email, so you're going to get a daily method of operation with that email, and you're going to get 3 podcasts about LinkedIn that will help you immediately. So go ahead and drop your name at angelabrook.com/leverage. Again, this is Angela Brooks, and this is Blogging for Profits. If you enjoyed this podcast, leave me a comment on whatever platform, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening, and share it with somebody that could use the information as well.